Chanchu Badu Dadni Kyapsu Chi Daki Chenyen Gipe Sanam Ki Dola Penchir Sangye Drupa Sho Chedan Soki Chonam La Chanchu Badu Dadni Kyapsu Chi Daki Chenyen Gipe Sanam Ki Dola Penchir Sangye Drupa Sho Chedan Soki Chonam La Chanchu Badu Dadni Kyapsu Chi Daki Chenyen Gipe Sanam Ki Dola Penchir Sangye Drupa Sho Shunku Shoki Moki Doki.
Okay, homework. So, what metaphor is given for the difference for those who mistake practicing lower methods that suppress with higher methods that eliminate mental fictions?
Crystals for diamonds.
Crystal, close. Crystals for. Geshe said diamonds.
Silver.
Yeah. Tibetan. For crystal?
The down one?
That's crystalline. Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, we had another one.
Yeah, we did.
You're halfway there. I can hear it coming. I can hear it coming.
Someone said shell? Yeah, shell is like stone. It's actually the same as the degree, because crystal means
Is it?
ice.
Really?
Yeah.
True shell.
Yeah, shoe shell is like water stone, right?
Yeah.
Shoe shell. And
There's May shell, by the way, and there's fire crystal and stuff like that.
yeah.
There's other kinds.
Okay, and you guys know silver. Yeah. Good. Okay. All right. What are the 8 proofs for the foundation consciousness presented in the text? So, and then please explain the Miruma. So just the name.
Take first. Clearly.
What's that? So we had, I heard clear first and take. Keep going.
Seeds. Operation. Consciousness.
No.
How could the feeling prevent our consciousness?
Oh,
Huh?
how could the mind go from life to life?
Yeah, that's the point. But yeah, the body feeling.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a couple
What's
more.
the name?
Lusor is the body feeling one.
Cessation meditation.
Yep, that's right. And I think 2 more you guys didn't get.
Migrate.
Huh?
Migrate? How
Move on.
long go on?
Yeah, migrate. That go to the next slide. And one more?
Clear.
Nope. Tim said
All
clearly.
body feeling.
Nope, Gibson said that.
First thing.
What about operations?
Karma. Leg.
Karma is which one?
Okay. Who wants $100?
I don't. Just put it on my account.
Or minus it from mine. Okay, so if someone can get all 8 in Tibetan without looking at their nose.
Whoa, that's impossible. You're a cheapskate.
Come on. They're all simple words.
I think half of them were.
Okay, go ahead, Tim. Tim's trying.
I got 2. Right? And downfall.
Downfall.
Yay, nice.
That's all that I got.
Nice. Those are important ones.
Is that worth $20?
15 at least.
20 pesos.
20 pesos.
Pay for karma, yeah.
Cell.
You got 3.
Cheapskate.
Seven, huh?
You know you're not gonna make any more money in your future life.
What I'm offering. I'm joking. What was that? Close, yeah. Chipotle.
Oh, the wow is not in the root text.
Oh, you're looking at it? Whatever, we're done with that.
We're done with that.
What is the division given to these proofs?
It's something about.
Yeah, proof.
There's two, right?
Yeah, there are two.
Proofs of logic.
Yep.
If it contradicts the Buddha.
Yeah, basically proofs from logic and proofs from scripture.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
But they did kind of put it in Stanley's way.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you a bonus question.
How much? How much? How much? Give me the price. $7.
Stanley, you get it, $50.
All
You ready?
all these
You ready?
passage?
You ready, Stanley?
Understand.
Okay.
Yes, I know.
Oh my God.
We went over it.
Yeah, yeah.
What four-syllable word sums up this sentence and explain what it refers to?
Sorry, 4-letter word.
Four-syllable.
Schmuck.
Ran.
Four-
Is it a four-syllable Tibetan word?
Ranshan.
Oh, English
There's a
word.
few problems.
Oh,
English. Four-letter,
Cell.
four-syllable English.
Mental affliction.
Mental affliction. Fine. That's
Too bad.
Introduce you to the word for.
There's also a 4-letter word. Any hint?
Ben knows.
No, I don't really know.
Come on, Ben.
Oh, sorry.
You want it tattooed on people's forehead.
I do.
Ooh. That was a long time ago.
It's not in it?
Okay, I'll give you the four-letter word. Okay, indescribable.
Poop.
Remember? Okay, and what are they talking about, Ben Kramer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indescribable does not mean.
It's also
It means
five
that
syllables.
just because you describe it doesn't mean that that person has that experience.
That's not bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
And just because you can't describe it doesn't,
We'll pretty much give you $100.
you can't debate it.
Well, right, that would be my point, right?
Well, basically, just because it's called indescribable because just because you can describe it from having experience doesn't mean the person can have the experience just from the description.
Good.
It can be described.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Exactly.
and that's it.
Indescribable. That's actually 5.
You finished your TSWs?
Yeah, you're right. It's 5 syllables.
Bonus question, bonus question.
I was thinking that, but
Yeah,
it's
that was
not.
one syllable. That's just-
Oh, you finished that one.
that was a bonus question. Yeah, that was it.
Yay.
What's that?
Mr. Moneybags.
All right, good shit.
Okay, so we're talking about the 8 classical proofs for kunshi. Okay, there must be a refrigerator part of your mind where all the seeds are stored. And in the mind-only school, it's also the part where the seeds open, and you watch them. Open. Okay, so we're doing those 8 classical proofs. We have them by his author. Then we have them by the great Mongol scholar Chittamatra. And then we're going to go see how Tsongkhapa described them, which is longer. So Ngawang Pelden's presentation would make a good appendix because it's very straightforward. It's no blah blah. It's just like here's the divisions and here's the... So we're going to work on that for a while. Okay, just to slow his text down to 2050 or something. Okay. So here we go. We had, by the way, Ngawang Pelden quoted Tsongkhapa for the 8. And then he's going to start explaining them. Here we go. Please read. Just the bold. Okay.
Kunshi, Shukjeki, Ripa, Tekti, Tang, Pongko, Ngai, Rap, 제 당배
Oh, this is Sai. Okay.
oh first level or something?
Sai Dodo.
Oh
Okay.
Sai Tuja.
Yeah, sorry.
송배 남장 망양.
Yeah, this carving is really corrupt, so it's a lot of work to fix it, you know. So anyway, Kunji Dupche Rikpa, the proofs for proving the existence of Kunji, refrigerator mind, you can find them in Tekdu, Mahayana Sangraha by Asanga. You can find them in the Pumbungai Rabje, which is the divisions on the 5 heaps, which I went and got it for you during words homework, written by Chandakirti, okay, but in the mind-only school section, okay, and then you can look for Sai Tudra, means, and I confirmed it in the Sumbum. It's not Dong. It's not Dong. It's Tu. Tu means to praise. Okay, so it's a commentary on the praise of the levels, and I don't know who wrote that yet. I couldn't find it yet, but I. Sogle Sumba Namdang Mangyang. We have Namdang in the Heart Sutra.
A type of meditation.
Yeah, chicken Namdang Tingin on Yombashu. So the Buddha went into the different versions of meditation in the Heart Sutra. It's not in the Chinese, I think. The Chinese doesn't have that first part. The Chinese matches this one, which is what language?
Sanskrit.
Siddham. Yeah. Anyway,
Krishna, can I get a copy of this version of the file since you stuck in it?
I just changed a few things like just now.
You added all that right there.
Yeah, but just now. I'll give it to you afterwards. How that? It's not important. I just found who wrote 5 Heaps book, which is Chandakirti. Okay. So Namdang Mangyang means. Tsongkhapa said Tayepa.
Infinite.
Yeah, there are infinite proofs. Okay, but yang means but. Okay, go ahead.
But bir şey ve rikpa ge to helchir to parsung shing.
Translate.
Here I'd like to explain the 8 types in
Mostly.
yeah, mostly, right, helchir.
Go backwards.
Okay.
There, but don't forget the sentence before. There are countless proofs for kunshi, but
But
most of
explain-
them.
most of them are explained or subsumed,
Good. Most of them are subsumed by the 8 reasons,
which I'll explain.
which I'm about to explain to you. Okay, which is the same approach Tsongkhapa had. Now we go to the root text and Tim's comments. You know, he was remembering the word Dongbo and the word Lemba. And, okay, so here we go.
이 당포 미룽와 당 셀와 미룽와 당 레시 미룽와 텔와 숨미 촉나 마웨 군시.
Gokche Kitso. Okay, I'm sorry, I haven't divided this up for you. So the root text said Dumbo, Selwa, Lei. I'm not sure that she is correct. We have to look it up. Let's go look it up. So I'm going to look up the Selwa, which I know is correct.
So it's correct. Sabin and then le.
But it doesn't say 4. You see? Yeah, I'm not sure about that she. Okay, we gotta put a question mark on it. Okay, so anyway, what's the Mirunwa?
All right. It would be appropriate.
Mirunwa.
Right. It would be inappropriate to say that any of these things can go on
Without kunshi.
consciousness.
Nice, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, you couldn't say first. You couldn't say clear. You couldn't say activity. Those 3 are chok ngam mawe kunshi gokche kitso. These are the main
Oh, okay.
I guess, yeah, gokche means to refuse kunshi. Okay? Kunshuin, stated by the other guys. Stated by the other guys. Okay. These are the main ones stated by the other guys in an attempt to block kunshi. Okay. Then, Sutra says, go ahead.
Samchen nam ni nam parshet pa gyurere wow shepe dodang galwe tsu pangyirik pa yinla shen nga ni kunshi yupar drupe rikpa ngo yino.
Okay, good. So, 3 of the arguments relate to something somebody else said about there can't be a kunshi. And then one of the arguments relates to something that the sutra said about people having their own mind stream. And the other 5 are just straightforward proofs of kunshi. So again, this is the division of the 8 arguments for foundation consciousness, where some of them are straight arguments for, and some of them are answers for earlier arguments, okay? And some of them relate to sutras which describe the kunshi, okay? Different kinds in the 8, okay? Here's the first one. Okay, please read that.
Rikpa tamponi lupar ningsam jar ma takpe sosoke voi gyula kunshi yute lulenpe namshi yupeche.
Okay, here's the first of the 8 proofs, okay? Now we get into the real thing, okay? Dupar ningsam jorwa, to make the crossing from one life to another. This is an idiom called Nyingtsamjar, and it's often misspelled as Nyitsamjar. Okay, so make the crossing into, and he specifies desire realm, in the desire realm, to make the crossing into a new life. Just after that, and then he says, I'm not talking about Aryas. So apparently that's important to the mind-only school. I don't know why. But there must be foundation consciousness in the mind of a person who just made the crossing, because they don't have the other 6 yet. The other 6 aren't in operation yet. They haven't woke up yet. And if you connect it to Sugang's text, you know, if the house has to be built before there can be contact, before there can be feeling, before there can be, okay? So there's not time yet. He just crossed over. In the moment after he crossed over, there must be kunshi, okay? Because there must have been a consciousness that
Crossed over.
Lulemba.
That took on the body.
Yeah, it took on the body. Okay, all right. I'm sorry? Yeah, you lenje. Okay. Then somebody says, just because there wasn't a consciousness that took on the body doesn't prove there's kunshi. Okay, somebody says just because there's a consciousness that took on a body doesn't mean there had to be kunshi. And when we say kyate,
There does.
Does mean that.
Necessarily so.
yeah, he says just because some consciousness took on birth doesn't mean it had to be kunshi. And we say it does mean it had to be kunshi because we eliminate the other possibilities. Number 1, nyunyi ki.
Right, which is the possibility that.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, we were worried that he didn't mention it.
Right.
Can your mentally afflicted consciousness take on a birth, take on the body?
Of course not.
And can your 6th consciousness take on the body?
Absurd.
Because those are the only other choices. And Ngawam Pelden proves each one, which is nice. Okay, he goes ahead and proves each one, which is nice. He doesn't just say, look, it's impossible for your mental afflictions to take on a body. Because there's 8 choices, right? 6 normal consciousnesses, and then number 7, which is Yeah, Nyunyi, and then number 8. So he says, look, 7's impossible, the 6 are impossible, it must be number 8. Okay, so why? Then I split it for you. I put the A and the B for you so you remember where you are. Okay, A is going to relate to mentally afflicted consciousness. B is going to relate to the 6. So why, according to Ngam Pelden, cannot your mentally affected consciousness take on a new body? And he says, Tambo Jute,
Tanpo Jute, Yuni Yuna, Kunshi, Yang Yu, Gupeche.
what's that mean?
Because you gotta have kunshi to have a nyunyi.
Because if you don't have Kunshi, your Yuni
You got a
Doesn't
nyunyi.
exist.
If you got a nyunyi,
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's very intriguing. Okay.
nyunyi focuses.
Good. Yeah. Your messed up part of your mind, which is number 7 according to the mind only school, can't be there unless Kunshi's already there. And these guys said, which I think is probably correct, sometimes, 7 is looking at 8. So if there's no 8, you can't have 7. Because in this system, in the mind only system, the messed up part of your mind is watching the refrigerator part of your mind. And like if you get in a fight with your husband, the seed for your husband to yell at you, which was that you yelled at your kids last week, that seed is in your refrigerator consciousness, and the husband's also there because he's opening out of the seed. The seed is opening. So misunderstanding, ignorance in the mind only school means,
misunderstanding the fact that it's actually your Yuni looking at your Kunshi.
yeah, it's misunderstanding the refrigerator part of your mind where the husband's coming out of the seed. And the husband's a video in your own mind, and he's not out there. This is mind only school, okay? So ignorance in the mind only school is watching the refrigerator mind and seeing a husband yell at you and thinking he is 2 things, hustle.
Outside?
Outside and
Out there.
at a distance, okay? And those are both ignorance in this school. To think the husband is not running around in your own mind yelling at you, calling you fantong, and to think he's away from you, he's on the other side of the kitchen. Those are both kinds of ignorance in this school, okay? So the messed up part of your mind, which is watching the refrigerator part of your mind, cannot be the state of mind which takes your new body because
Because if there's no Kunshi, there's no state of mind.
Yeah.
to look at to take
it
on.
depends on what it's watching.
Right.
So how could it operate on its own to take up a new body? Okay, so that's his proof. That's Ngam Pelden. It can't be the messed up part of your mind which takes a new body, because the messed up part of your mind can't exist by itself. It couldn't be the only thing that takes the body because it needs what it's looking at to misunderstand.
Yeah.
Okay, got it? Nice. Okay.
So isn't there like 4 gotchas in the mind only school then?
Whoa. I'm not going there. Tayepa.
So we'll talk about it.
Infinite gotchas.
I mean, every
Yeah.
infinite gotchas, but are they the thing that gets you out of samsara?
Well, it's interesting in the 4 yogas.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's important to distinguish between the
Outside.
word being out, the yelling husband being out there, and the yelling husband being on the other side of the kitchen.
Yeah, because the whole thing of how to stop your mental afflictions from the last term was
Yeah.
about how to recognize that the Nuni was actually just looking at the Kunshi.
Yeah, good.
So
Yeah.
that's another gotcha.
And it's a sophisticated school. I mean, it's pretty sexy. I can see why people got attracted to it. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to prove that the 6 consciousnesses couldn't be the ones that took your new body.
I dare say your numbered A's
Go
should
ahead.
be numbered B's, but it probably doesn't matter much.
You're right.
It's not. He'll figure it out.
You're right. Let me fix them, by the way. Sometimes, if a monkey bangs on a typewriter,
A monkey kvetches long enough. Sooner or later, you're right.
oh, this is getting complicated. Okay, let's leave it at that. This should be B1A, right?
Bow your dog.
Yeah, okay, anyway, we're going to go like that. Okay, here we go. Okay, Nipa Dupte.
I like it.
Nipajupte, Sopchok, Gyu, Ten, Hunye, Lulenche, Humi Rungwe, Cheer.
Yeah, translate.
Second proofs that the collection of 6 consciousnesses have Oh, there's five
Good.
reasons
For 5 reasons.
that they cannot be the taker on. It'd be inappropriate to say that they're the taker honor of the body.
Yeah, the normal 6 consciousnesses, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, cannot be what took on your body, according to this school, because there's 5 different reasons why it can't. And it sounds like Rick Realty's sort of knowledge is gonna only cover one of them. So that's why we pulled out Ngam Pelden. We didn't get to the one he covered because that's gonna come after this Ngam Pelden interlude. Okay. So here we go. 5 proofs within one of the 8 proofs. Okay.
Yes.
Why can't the 6 consciousness take on the body? Okay. Number 1.
Firstly, okay. 당볼 닝삼조 조르웨 속촉 메파 강시.
Got the collection of the 6 at the time that you crossed the line into.
Yeah, when you cross over from this body to the next, you don't have the 6. They're not operating. They're not in operation.
Yeah, I'm on my channel. It's okay.
Okay. The Kanshik is a little bit uncomfortable to me because...
Is the Kanshik for the next ones?
Yeah, or is it for all the next ones? Or?
It doesn't come after each of them.
But we got to come out with 5. It's the problem. So we have to count it as 1.
I think it is.
Okay.
Then you have to
You
have
play with it.
Those 5 extra ones. So those must be.
No, these are proofs for the 5. Okay, let's go. Let's just go and we'll see. Okay.
B1A is B1A, not B is B, and then B1A is B5.
Oh boy, you got me. Sounds like you're naming bombers. Okay, okay. So number 1, you don't have 6 consciousness at that time when you cross. Okay. Number 2.
속축 라 게미게 양유 하탕.
Whoa.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
You also don't have good and bad karma.
They
Are those
do
also
have.
You have.
You do?
That's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, he's going to prove the proof, okay? Let's just say it. Somehow it's significant that the 6 consciousness do involve good karma and bad karma, and therefore they cannot be what takes a new birth, what takes your body, because they do have karma. So we don't know why.
Yeah.
We don't know why yet. It's coming, I hope. Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay.
Because I thought only Kunchi had karma.
I'm sorry, what?
I thought only Kunchi had karma.
That's a good point. Say it again.
Only the Kunchi has karma.
Yeah, according to this school, all the karma stays in the kunshi.
Yeah, but
No, but we.
So if the 6 consciousness took rebirth, they would have to have karma, but they can't. How's that? In this school, all the karma sits in the refrigerator. Therefore, the 6 consciousnesses cannot take your new body because they can't have karma.
no, he
But
just
they
said
do.
do is the-
Yeah, okay, let's wait till we get there. Okay.
He didn't say karma. He said
He did not.
game.
It's
That's
weird.
karma. Okay, Tsoktukla.
속출라 케파르 숨된 기 남민 메파탕.
Yeah, the 6 consciousnesses don't have karmic ripenings that have 3 different features, and we don't know what those are yet. Okay. And reason number 4.
What?
속출라루 담첸진 배 뉴파 메파탕.
The 6 consciousnesses don't have the capacity to cover the whole body.
To hold all that stuff.
Yeah, to cover the whole body. Okay.
That's interesting.
That's bizarre.
Hey, I didn't write it, okay? We're going to get to the reason for the reason, okay? We're going to get to the reason, I hope. Oh, money.
We'll say we're naming them.
Yeah, we're just naming.
We're just naming. 속축기 르레나 체칙라 르 양양 노르렌체
If it's that the function of the sixth consciousnesses is to take on a body, then in a single lifetime you would have countless body takings ons because your sixth consciousness keep reasserting themselves throughout your life. You look at things over and over again. So if it's the six consciousnesses that function to take on a new body, then every time you looked at a different cup, you would take on a new body.
Was that saying you would chuck it and then take it?
Yeah, take it and dump it. Over and over, okay? In a single life, you would take on and you would dump countless bodies. Each time you looked at a different cup, you would dump the old body and you'd take a new body. If it's the six consciousnesses' work to take on the new body. He's trying to prove why you need kunshi. If you don't have kunshi, you can't take on a body. Well, why can't your six consciousness take on a body, which is what the higher school would say. And he says, no, because your six consciousness are constantly changing objects. If they took on a new body each time you looked at a different thing, then you would take on countless bodies in one life.
Why does the kunshi supposed not reassert itself?
I just don't, I won't, I'm just a translator. Okay, now, I believe he's going to give reasons for these five, which is why I have to fix these B1As and stuff. Yeah, so it's B, so wait. Yeah, you could say B1A and then I have to say B2. Yeah, you're right.
BM4.
B1, B2, BS, 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 BS. Okay, so these are proofs. Complain to me after he gives his proofs for his proof. For his proof. Okay, so what was the first one? The six consciousnesses can't take
A next life.
your body because they don't exist when you cross.
Okay.
They don't exist when you cross. Now he's got to prove that to us. Your six consciousnesses don't exist when you cross. Whoa, here we go.
Tangpo trukte, sok truk ni, lut truk, sinpe, jet sutse, I. Can you?
By the way, Sendi is just,
Oh yeah.
yeah, Sendi.
Sendi. Can you?
Ken, pause. Sendi Ken.
Sendi can.
You on Iche Sum.
Dua le jong gupe chia.
Okay, this is supposed to be a proof for why the six consciousnesses don't make the crossing. Okay, they're not there during the crossing. Why? They depend on stuff that happens Sendi.
In that life.
In the new life. They depend on stuff that happens in the new life. They have certain triggers, gens. And it's always rekpa. Three things have to make contact. Dupa. Three things have to come together. The yule, which is the glass of watermelon juice. The wang,
The cells at the back.
which is the eye power, Stanley's text. And then the yiche, the
mind directing the thoughts.
yeah, the consciousness directing itself through the window to the object. Okay, those three things are required for the six consciousnesses to grow, and they can't happen during the crossing.
Isn't it usually the opposite in the wheel? Just
Say again.
aren't the sixth sense? Well, the sixth sense powers usually come before contact in the wheel of life.
That's a long story. Okay, so anyway, you can't have the six consciousnesses during the crossing because they depend on stuff that happens during that next life. You see, you don't have watermelon juice during the crossing. And there's no window to look through at the watermelon juice, and there's no body to look through the window to look at the watermelon juice, because they have to all come together later after you're born, okay? Sum Duba, those three have to come together. Le Jung means the six awarenesses have to come from those, okay? Got it? Have to, no choice, okay? And all of that has to happen, Lu, Trup, Simbe Jesu.
The body holding it all together.
This troop means occurred or got. And the sin is the past participleizer.
Yeah.
After you already gotted your body.
Got it.
Okay, after you already gotted your body. then you can have those three pile up and you have awareness. Okay, that can only happen after you get the body, so it cannot happen during the crossing.
Right.
Okay, so that's the first proof of why the six consciousnesses are not the foundation part of mind that survives the crossing into the new life.
Kind of a fancy way of saying, look, you can't have an eye consciousness because you ain't got an eyeball yet.
Yeah, good.
Or anything.
Yeah, you can't have the six until you have the windows. And you can't have the windows until you have a new body, so it can't be the consciousness that carries over to the next, that takes the next body. Okay. Second one.
Okay. 그러니까 죽대.
Now, by the way, this is a clarification. This will make it clear. Oh, money. Hopefully.
속초가 게임이 나 게임이 게이 샘매 빠른 열외죠.
Yeah. If good and bad karmas are not stored in the six consciousnesses, then there would be no good and bad karmas. They couldn't be carried to the next life. If your six consciousnesses were what carries on to the next life, right? And they don't store good and bad seeds, then there's no storer of good and bad seeds. And you would just lose all your good and bad seeds as soon as you make the crossing.
So were we missing a May in the previous?
Maybe so. So let's go back and look at it.
May.
We may have been missing.
Yeah, but it could be, in that case, the six consciousnesses would also store good and bad karma.
So this is potentially sarcastic.
Yeah, in that case, if the six consciousnesses are the only surviving consciousness when you make the crossing, then the seeds must be stored there also.
So we're
Okay, yang.
a tell or a cell.
And not only in the kunshi, which is, by everybody's standard, is ridiculous. Everybody knows they're stored in the kunshi. Okay, cool. So they would have to be the storer place, an alternate storage unit for seeds if they are what survives the crossing. Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay, let's go to the third one.
Two good ones so far.
숨파 죽대. 소 죽라체 지체 키 thank you. 키 하르두 균마 체 반죽배 남님의 배치할때 속 죽미 레가 중레가 미 중외지.
Let's explain the sentence and then let's see how it proves what it's supposed to prove. And I'd like to focus on this, on the last part. Renga means sometimes there, sometimes not. Renga means intermittent, perfect. Hot. Okay, the six consciousnesses are intermittent. Sometimes you see something, and sometimes you're focusing on something you hear, and you're not seeing something. So they all go on and off, on and off, on and off. They're called renga. Okay, renga.
All six.
I think the minjung is sarcastic. Okay, if it's the six consciousnesses that make the crossing, they would have to be not intermittent. But their nature is to be intermittent. Okay. Sok Truglat Se Jisipar Du Gyun Ma Chepar. They would have to never be interrupted for the whole length of your life. Se Jisikipar.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. They would have to be not intermittent. You would have to see things your whole life and hear things at the same time your whole life if they were the thing that survived the crossing. Okay? Because they would have to have continuity.
Would we say they're intermittent?
We say they're intermittent,
Would we
yeah.
say the sixth consciousness is also intermittent?
No. As a collection of six, they are not. One of them's always going on.
Oh, the sixth.
Right. But then
The
what's
six.
main mind?
Is the sixth.
Oh, the six, I don't know. In Abhidharma, you'd say during a cessation meditation. They're not going on. Tushin mepe nyomju.
This is not the Abhidharma school, and neither are we.
I don't know. Okay, anyway, let's go. Jupe namin maybe chete. They don't have the karma to keep going without a chepa. Parma chepa. Okay. Yeah, you don't have the karma to be staring at the same object your whole life. You start to smell, you start to hear, they get interrupted. Okay.
Aren't they always operable? Didn't you just have that?
They're tenche. Yeah, they're tsung, dead tsung. They are dead tsung, but not tenche. And that's a good distinction, yeah. What are we trying to prove, by the way, number 3?
We're basically trying to prove that the Six are not the foundation consciousness. That's all it's really saying. It doesn't have the qualities of the foundation.
Well, that they
That they
can't
can't
take them
cross
on.
over. Yeah.
Well, it says here, they are not, the 6 consciousnesses are not the kind of karmic maturation which has the 3 qualities. We don't know what those 3 qualities are, but they must involve going on constantly. They don't. You don't have the karma for your I consciousness to be in operation without
I think
interruption.
it's 3 qualities which the Kunshi has.
Yeah, you would think, right?
Yeah.
And was that on a list of 3 qualities?
We could look it up by looking up Kirpa Sumden near Namin.
Or is it just the fact that they have to be
Okay.
an object and at the same time in a contract? Because sometimes.
It could be, but I'd rather find it somewhere. Okay, all right. Anyway, the point is, the 6 consciousnesses can't be the state of mind that crosses because those are going on, off, on, off, on, off, and that's not enough to carry you to the next life. Okay. Number 4.
Shipat Trupte, Wang Shi, Nam Luki, Chokla, Tenpa, Kang Shi, Yi Shinilu, yes. Ni Luki wa Cha, She, La, Mine Kyan, cut me off. Tam,
Lu,
Lu,
Tamche.
Che La, Kap, Men, Zin, Be, Nupa, Me, Beche.
Yeah, the basic argument here is that the 6 senses, especially 5 of them, depend on the windows, right? The eye, ear, nose, etc. And those are specific to one part of your body. So how can you say they took the whole body? Okay, I'll say it again. The 6 senses are specific to certain parts of your body, like your eyeball. They depend on that window. So how could they take the whole body on? Yeah, the gallbladder. Okay, all right, got it. And then somebody in the middle of that argument says, well, what about your yishe? You know, what about number 6? It covers your whole body. And we already have a response to his objection built into our proof. Oh yeah, I agree. Yigi number shepa, awareness of your mind. You can say it isn't restricted to one part of your body, but it doesn't simultaneously hold every part of your body.
Sure it does.
Okay. I mean, you don't think about your foot and your nose at the same time.
You just made me do it.
No, it was what do you call it?
No.
Yeah, split seconds.
Consider your nose. Oh wait, no, you can't.
No, you did foot and then you did nose.
Consider
So-
the pair of, oh no.
Halfway through that argument, I'll say it again.
Yeah.
Your 6 consciousnesses can't be the thing that takes your body because they are specific to certain parts of your body, like what you see and what you hear. And they focus there and they focus there and they focus there. And therefore, that can't be the consciousness that takes your body. And then he says, well, what about thinking? Because you can think about your whole body at the same time. And then he says, not really. You know, you can think about your nose, think about your foot, but it's sequential.
No, so you never think about your whole foot at the same time.
You never think about your whole body at the same time. You can't focus on every cell of your body at the same time. It's not possible.
You can't focus on your whole body at the same time.
Or you
He says zin nu me. He says here it cannot.
Does not have the ability to hold.
It doesn't cup the whole body. Even the mind cannot cup the whole body and take and focus on the whole body at the same time.
I thought that it was the mind-only school, but, and it could be Svatantrika, not mind-only, that said you can either focus on the whole or the parts.
Whoa, I'm not going there. Don't hold and part me. Come on. All right. Do we have time to finish the fifth one?
Yes. Sorry, but yes.
Okay. Well, let's finish it. It'd be nice to get through the 5. So here I'm going to remind you of what the 5th one is. If the 6 consciousnesses together took on the body, then you would have to dump bodies and take on bodies constantly during your whole life. Okay, and here's the proof for that. Ngapa
Ngapa trukte sok trukki
ki
ki lu lena sok trukpe se lundor wa tang sok truk lar jongwe se lulen pan yorwe chir te takla kappa kyappa yute.
I'm going to stop. Let's stop here, but let's break it here just for your digestion purposes. Okay, the 6 is true. You would have to keep taking on constantly bodies and dumping bodies, because the 6 consciousnesses, if they took the body, okay, lulena, then during the functioning, the operation of the 6 senses, you would be continually dorwang body, and then when they operated again, you would take a new body. Again. Okay. Each time the consciousness is separately activated, you would have to take a new body on. Each time you saw a new object, you'd have to take a new body on. Okay. Now let's see if he has one more proof here. I'm not sure if it relates to all 5 or just to the 5th one. But since we have some moments, and since we're going to go on to the 2nd of the 8, right? Let's wrap up Lu Lemba. Okay. Dela. Tetala.
Tetala. Kyappa yute. Lenpe. Namshi ni kewa. Ngame leki. Te ji siki pardu. Yunma che pan jukbe. Namin yinpa tang. Tuma drip. Lungma tengi. More nepan tang. Seji si ki pardu lu tamchela kap nenzin pa ship
Gube chair. Te Dala Kyaba seems to refer to many of these 5. Okay, yeah. So I can nail down these 5. I gave you reasons, but I'm going to nail it down for you. Okay. So the structure here is that we had a statement. We had a statement of a reason. We had a clarification of a reason. And now we have a clarification of the clarification of the reason. Okay. So these 5 proofs, or some of them, they do hold true. You can't say makyap because, and now he just lists some things. It's almost like some afterthoughts. Lu lembe namsheni, the consciousness which takes on a body, is existing through the power of previous karma. This too is instrumental, okay? Through the power of previous karma of your past life, okay? Because of that, it goes on in this life for the length of your life without interruption. It is a karmic ripening, namin, which continues, juk, without interruption for the length of your entire life due to the karma of your past life. So if a consciousness was going to be the big mother consciousness that took on your new body, it should be one which is thrown by a very powerful karma and stretches throughout your whole life. But they don't. They go on and off, on and off, on and off. Okay? So it's not stable enough to get credit to be the consciousness that takes your new life, takes your new body, okay? Because that would have to be thrown by a karma which was so powerful that it went on your whole life, gyunma chepar, without any gaps, okay? but they're not. He's kind of wrapping up, okay?
It really gives you a sense of how self-existent the mind normal school sees the mind. That
Yeah.
It's like 6 very individual, unrelated.
Yeah, they are not dependable friends,
Yeah,
but
right.
Kunshi,
Yeah.
he's been there forever. And that's enough to take a life with, okay? Okay, now another. Taktu,
Strange.
1 minute.
Madip, Numatengi Ngor Nepa. Whatever it is that takes a body should be forever Lumaten.
Yeah, okay.
Neutral, karmically neutral. Because karmic ripenings are neutral. You see? Good karma makes a ripening, but that ripening is neutral. Karmic results in these schools are neutral. Okay?
Meaning they
Yeah.
don't generate.
They don't make new karma.
Right.
Yeah, although they do. But in general, a karmic ripening in these schools is considered neutral.
Yeah.
Okay? It doesn't have intention.
Right.
You see, a ripening of karma is just popped out. It's not a new intention. Okay. Dr. Madhub, forever and ever, it would have to be karmically neutral, of the kind that does not obstruct your spiritual progress. We had that. We talked about that. We talked about it over and over again. Okay. And finally, Seiji Siki Padu, for the length of your entire life. And when you take a Vinaya vow, like a monk's vow, you say,
I don't have those.
Seiji Siki Padu, I take it for the length of my entire life. Okay. As long as I live, and as long as I live, Seijisi. Seijisi means for the length of my entire life, until my last breath. Seijisi Pardu. Here's the expression: until such time as you breathe your last breath, they should cover your whole body, and it would have to be gupa. If it took the body at rebirth, if a consciousness took the body at rebirth, it would have to be one that could cover your whole body and doesn't jump around to your eye and your ear and your nose and then your thoughts. It should have to be more stable than that, which means it has to be kunshi. Got it? He's wrapping up. He gave like 3 sweeteners for his position. Okay, and it's cool. I mean, this is going to make a great appendix, I think. And you don't get a lot of this detail in the in Tsongkhapa or in Rigby Realty, although you do get some. Yeah, we'll get there. Good place to stop.
Yes, quite.
Yeah, stopped here. Stooped here. It's 10th or 11th. In the time flies. When you're, yeah. Give me some Japanese. Pugi Rushi Netotam Rira Brinshi Ninde Gempadi Sange Shindu Mide Wagi Dokun Amdashin Hachapasho Idam Guru Radhamandana Kamnayatayami Di Kewokun Sanam Yeshe Tsotso Shin Sanam Yeshe Lechume Damba Kuni Topasho Smokity dokity.
Offerings as a dirge.
Who's next? Who's up next?
I think Stanley.
Stanley.